Good afternoon, everyone. I'm sorry for being slightly late. I have 3 notes for you today as I will start, and the step will follow, okay? But first of all, we used to do that here, and somehow I got lost after I returned. But we have to say hello to 2 new colleagues who joined us from all the way from Russia, our colleagues from TASS, Denis Akshev and Margarita Tamaeva. Margarita, by the way, speaks fluent Portuguese, so excellent. We'll be talking in more than one language for sure. Thank you so much, and welcome, welcome. Okay, the General Assembly has decided to take action on a draft resolution at 3 p.m. today during the 10th Emergency Special Session on the Middle East. This is a change to the initial schedule to have the vote towards the end of the debate. The decision followed a motion by Jordan, which was announced at the start of the meeting this morning, and I think you all received our update. If not, let me know. The GA will consider the draft resolution introduced by Jordan, which is co-sponsored by 42 member states, and an amendment proposed by Canada. The amendment will be put to vote first. There are 113 speakers inscribed to deliver remarks during the debate, which is taking place as we speak, and which will run until 1 p.m., and will be resumed at 3 p.m. for the General Assembly's action. In order to be adopted, the draft resolution will have to receive 2/3 of votes, yes and no. Abstentions and absences are not counted. Yesterday, at the opening of the resumed 10th Emergency Special Session, the President of the General Assembly, Mr. Denis Francis, said that, at this juncture, the most immediate step is clear. The violence must cease, and further bloodshed must be prevented. The PGA called for the prompt and unconditional release of all hostages, an immediate unconditional humanitarian ceasefire, and an immediate unconditional opening of corridors for humanitarian assistance and relief. More information you can find on the PGA's website, which is un.org/PGA/78, and also on the PGA's YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/UNPGA78. The President of the General Assembly's fellowship program will stop receiving applications on 1st November. This is the deadline. The initiative grants an opportunity to young diplomats to spend several months working in the office of the President of the GA on global changes and solutions to move towards peace, prosperity, progress, and sustainability for all. So more information also on the PGA's website, but the deadline, I would like to stress, is 1st of November. And candidates are expected to report to New York mid-January 2024. And finally, for your diaries, President Francis has sent a letter informing member states that the award ceremony for the 2023 United Nations Human Rights Prize will be held on 15th December, which is not next month, almost, yeah? Will be in 2 months' time, more or less, at the General Assembly Hall. So in his letter, the PGA recalled the correspondence sent in July during the last session announcing the winners, which are Human Rights Center Viasna, Belarus, Ms. Juliane Luzonge, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Amman Carter, or Amman Center for Human Rights Studies in Jordan, Mr. Julio Pereira from Uruguay, and the Global Coalition of Civil Society Organizations, Indigenous Peoples, Social Movements, and Local Communities for the universal recognition of the right to a clean, healthy, and sustainable environment. And as you may recall, they were chosen amongst 400 nominees. So the meeting on the 15th of December will also be an opportunity to serve as an occasion to mark the 75th anniversary of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And this is everything I have for you today. I don't have anything else, so if you have any questions, please go ahead. Ibsen, how are you today? Busy,
Yeah, thank you.
as everyone, right?
As you are probably also very busy.
Correct. All of us.
So I
Go
have
ahead.
a question on. So the resolution today, I mean, the General Assembly resolutions usually are recommendations, and they are not legally binding as the Security Council resolutions. So my question is, given the fact that this is going to be, or should be adopted under two-thirds, and it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's because under peace and security.
Yes.
Does this
Relevant
mean
decisions.
that it has then a different status than the other regular General Assembly resolutions that adopted with the, or it's just the same recommendations, etc.?
No, thank you. No, thank you for your question. It's a quite important one. It's the practice that also was in place in the session in 2018. So this is the resumption of the session. So this continues. And it's important to stress that it is two-thirds, but yes or no votes. So abstentions and absence are not counted here, yeah? So we will all know 3 p.m. today, around 3 p.m. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Does it have a different status than the regular recommendation status of the other General Assembly resolutions that adopted with 50% plus one, or no, it's just because it's under peace and security and you have
Correct.
to adopt it?
You need two-thirds, yeah. So, yeah, Yuki, and then Daji, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Monica. So I
How
just
are
want
you?
to.
No, go ahead.
So I just want to clarify. So right now the GA will vote for the Canadian amendment first, and can we understand that that's a procedure to decide whether to put this paragraph to the Jordanian resolution? And if this amendment is adopted, does it mean that the Jordanian resolution that the GA is going to vote would include that paragraph?
Correct. If it is adopted and approved, of course, it's an amendment to the resolution drafted by Jordan, which now has 42 co-sponsors, and that's the order. So by the rules of procedure, you vote the smaller text before the bigger text. Yeah.
So just a follow-up. So
Sure.
So even with like inserting that paragraph to the Jordanian resolution, we are still going to call that resolution Jordanian resolution, not the Canadian version.
Yeah, when the GA so approves, the resolution is the original resolution tabled by Jordan. That's the substantial text. And then, of course, you have, if approved, an amendment that is considered. But the amendment is voted first, and then the resolution, the draft resolution, I should say, introduced by Jordan, will also have to go to vote. Yeah. Okay, how are you? Daji, and then you. Go ahead.
Hi, Monica. I'm just calculating the time. Now, Pakistani ambassador is talking in the GA hall, which means we still have 86 speakers left. If we cannot finish today, do we have other schedules for this?
I was trying to put the television here, but perhaps my colleagues will help me another time. So you have most updated information there because you know who is speaking. Excellent. Thank you so much, Pakistan, for the information of all. Yeah, courtesy by Daji. Excellent, thanks. Yes, so the plan is at 3 o'clock, as it was announced this morning, member states resume the afternoon part of this session, and they take action on the draft resolution, and debate continues. So we'll see how it goes, but all inscribed, of course, will have the opportunity to deliver their remarks.
So hopefully we're going to wrap this up today.
Yeah, hopefully at 6 p.m.
For everybody until like 1 or 2 a.m.?
It is, we will have to keep an eye on even TV webcast. That's what I have to say. The
Wow,
list, the plan
okay.
is already announced. 113 speakers, yeah.
60 86 to go.
Yeah,
86
but it's
to go.
also a management it's a question of time management really, because there is no limit on these remarks. So if it is in the best interest of everybody to conclude at 6 p.m., but keep an eye really, and we also will be letting you know via email. But UNWebTV is doing an excellent job and keeping everybody informed. So how are you today?
Thank you, Monica. Just a follow-up to my friend's question. So if we presume that Canada's amendment is accepted, but what if Jordan doesn't vote in favor of the amendment? What happens then? I mean, is it still Jordan's resolution, or what happens to the resolution if the country who proposed it opposes the amendment?
Sure, and thanks for your question. When it comes to amendments, the amendments are voted before the substantial draft resolution that was, in this case, introduced by Jordan. So if it doesn't pass, the Jordan text will be put to vote, which is co-sponsored by 42 member states. But in the meantime, it is possible, it happened in the past, that other member states also introduce amendments. So in any case, the order is amendments are voted first, and then the substantial text. Yeah. Hey. Okay, Alan, and then Ibbotson. Can I go to Alan? Okay.
Thank you, Monica. I have
You're
a
welcome.
short question. How many votes are needed for the amendment to be adopted?
Sure. 2/3, and I'm not going to do the math here anymore. 2/3 of yes or no votes. So you have to see yes and no, 2/3 of this quantity. And abstentions and absence are not counted. Yeah. So
the same as for the resolution.
Yeah, it will be announced.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Amendments as well, also. Okay, Ibbotson and then Efren. Go ahead, Ibbotson.
Just to clarify regarding your answer to Sharifa, so amendments can still be introduced to the floor on top of, I mean, I'm not talking about the Canadian amendment. I'm talking about new amendments can be still introduced to the floor before the voting on the resolution. Is that correct?
If the GA so accepts, absolutely. If there is another amendment, it happened in the past, absolutely. Yeah, but at the moment, speculation or how can I say hypothetical statements. At the moment, that's what we have in our hands. Yeah. And that's what will be put to vote at 3 p.m. if nothing changes. Okay, Efren, how are you?
Good. Hi, Monica.
I'm fine,
for
thank
many,
you.
today is the top story, what's happening at the GA. We know that the resolution, unlike the Security Council resolution, any resolution that comes out of the GA does not have the force of international law. But can you tell us about the significance of this resolution being adopted or not? Is it symbolic? What is its importance really in general terms? Thanks.
No, thank you for this question. You know, it's extremely important. What you ask right now, I would say I would leave the analysis for you to make and other colleagues who are asking the same question. But there is two things I would like to say to your question. First of all, I would like to read again what the PJ said yesterday at the opening of the resumption of the 10th session. At this juncture, the most immediate step is clear. The violence must cease and further bloodshed must be prevented. He called also, Efren, for the prompt and unconditional release of all hostages, an immediate unconditional humanitarian ceasefire, and an immediate unconditional opening of corridors for humanitarian assistance and relief. As we said many times from this place here, resolutions are there to be abided by. What is the point for member states to have a meeting, for us all to follow these meetings? And as you say, the story of the day, right? The entire world has now their eyes in the General Assembly a whole, if the resolutions are not going to be abided by. So it doesn't matter, of course, of course it does matter, it is the United Nations, I shouldn't say that in a casual way, that some resolutions from some bodies are legally binding, and others are not legally binding, they are morally binding, yeah? So they are there to be abided by. This is the reason member states gather together and table resolutions and approve resolutions. And right now, we need this to be implemented. The PJ's appeal hasn't changed since 7th of October. The hostages need to be released. There must be a cessation of hostilities, and the humanitarian aid, much needed and urgent aid to the civilians in the Gaza Strip. Thank you. Anything else? I have to go to the screen. If you are on the screen, please speak up because I don't have my phone with me. So, not. So in this case, I would say thank you so much, and we will be in touch because at 3 p.m. I will be sending you an email, or a little bit after that. And yeah, so I wish you all a good afternoon. See you on Monday. Thanks.